Why do you need a human teacher to explain things to you? You are already smart enough to understand most of the things that you learn, you read, or you try to understand, right? Today, we'll discuss this concept. About me, I'm Prateek, and I got a 97% in my 10th board exams. I went from an average student to the top of my entire grade, and I'll tell you how to do the same. So let's start the video. So, the point is that many people underestimate themselves a little too much. They just think that okay, if I was not good at studying at that particular point of time, let's say in 8th grade, then I'll not be good in studying in 11th grade, in 10th grade. That's what the problem is. But the point is that no one is really different. If you try to study, then you really can do it. That's the point. Like many people just look for some teacher to teach them something. Either they look at like YouTube videos or whatever, or go to like the literal teachers, the school teachers, or they ask their friends for help. But they don't think, or they don't try to think that they can literally read the chapter themselves. They can literally read the book. Just read the book even if you do not understand it. That's the point. You know, let me tell you a story about this. So, there was this one friend of mine who got around 80% in his 10th boards, right? Now, he admired me for my 97%, and he would like repeatedly ask me, like, oh, you should teach me this chapter, this subject, whatever. And I would say, of course. Now, when I started teaching him, I realized that, wait, I actually don't know many of the things that are in this chapter. Of course, the chapters were not from 10th grade but 11th grade, so that might be a like factor. But the thing is that I had already studied the chapters, but still I could not answer 100% of his questions. I did not know many of the things that he was asking me. That's when I realized that I don't know many of the things. So, like, I am the person who is supposed to know most of the things. I am the person who's supposed to know it all. Why don't I know everything? Then one day what happened was that he and we were studying in the library, like we were sitting on those beanbag things and were studying. Now, he asked me this one question, like it was about molarity or some shit, and he asked me, can we generalize this formula? Now, to his question, what I was doing was that I said that okay, we can try, and started applying the unit factor method. But he just looked at the book once, just looked at the application of the formula once, and just said that yes, we can. Then he literally wrote down the formula and said that this is the generalized formula. Like, just think about it this way. I am a person who got a 97%, 100% in science. He got like around 80 or 70% in science, and 80% in total. Now, this person somehow is knowing something that I don't know and I could not think of. Now, of course, no disrespect to him, of course, that's a really cool thing. But what I want to make you understand by this story is that he just underestimated himself, thinking that he cannot study by himself, right? Like, if he had studied by himself, if he had actually tried to understand the formulas, he would not need any teachers, because if someone who doesn't even know the topic fully can create a generalized formula for such a specific thing, then that person, if like taught the topic properly by himself, like of course reading and trying to learn it by themselves, then that person, like, just imagine what can that person not do at that point. If he can literally read a topic and just understand it on the first try, then what can that person not do? Then later on he asked me a question, and that question was so obvious in plain sight, but still I could not answer it. You know why? Because that question was one of the philosophical questions that that was in front of the scientists for around 50 or 60 years, and they could not even answer that question, and he somehow managed to ask that question without even fully understanding the topic. He just learned, like, read the first line, then asked that question. And I was like, how the fuck does this guy even think about this question, and such a complex question that no one can even answer it? And it was only later, like this question was proposed in around 1800s, then it was in 1860s or 1870s when that question was finally answered. It was related to Avogadro's law, right? And then we asked our teacher, class teacher, or a chemistry teacher. She could not answer it. Then we asked another teacher. She could not answer it. And even I could not answer it after repeatedly trying for 2 or 3 hours straight. Then I went to ChatGPT and asked the question to it again and again, and that took me even half an hour to just understand the question, to fully understand what the question was trying to say, why is it true, why is it false, and then another 15 to 20 minutes to fully answer it. Just think about this level. If someone of this level of intelligence thinks that I am stupid, I am dumb, then who is actually smart? Just think about it this way, right? Like, my point is that people just underestimate themselves. They just think that, okay, if I do not get good grades, then I am actually stupid, I am actually dumb. But if they actually start reading and trying to understand, then they will become very, very smart, very intelligent. Like, you just have to do one thing. Keep your teachers and everyone aside. Keep everyone aside for a minute. Just come here, like, come to your room and everything. Open your book and start reading it, even if you do not understand anything. Now, one exception to the rule of not asking any help from any teachers or any like humans or whatever is asking ChatGPT. You know why? Because if you ask any human, then first, if they are not available 24/7. Second, generally they do not even know the answer themselves. Third, even if they do know, most cannot properly explain that. Fourth, even if they know, they can properly explain that. Maybe you cannot understand it properly, and if you ask again and again, they'll basically blame you. Like, why are you so stupid? Why cannot you understand it? And of course, we cannot blame them because if someone asks the question again and again, then that would be annoying. But for like AI, it's like ChatGPT. They do not get annoyed. They are available to you 24/7. They can answer in as easy language, as complex language as you want. They can answer any specific question. So just use ChatGPT. If you have any question, if you do not understand the meaning of any line, just go to ChatGPT, ask it, what does this line mean? While it may sound cringy or some shit, like, okay, ask ChatGPT bro. Like, of course, it might sound like that. But just think about it. If you have a tool which can give you answer to every question that humanity has answered, then why don't you use it? Like, why just because of the reason that it is a little bit cringy, just because maybe if someone finds out they'll laugh at you, just because of that, you'll keep years of your own progress aside. Why? Just think about this concept, like this line that I told you. Just because some people will laugh at you, you'll keep years of progress and years of hard work that you could save, like just by 2 or 3 searches on GPT, just because of those people who will laugh at you for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Just because of that, you'll keep yourself so much behind the others and so much behind your own potential. That's why, if you have any question, like, just open a book, read it, try to understand it, read the first sentence, second sentence. Now let's say you do not understand the fifth sentence. Let's say the fifth sentence is telling the avocado's law, and you do not understand anything from it. Now, instead of waiting for the teacher to explain it to you, or going to your tuition classes or some shit and then asking, hey, excuse me, can I ask this? Then they basically shout at you for being such a dumb idiot. What do? You go to ChatGPT, tell it the context, like what are you actually reading? Then ask it, I don't understand it. It will explain it to you, but generally the first explanation is dog shit. So just say, explain it like I am a 12-year-old, I am 10 years old, I don't know dog shit about chemistry or physics. Just think about this way. ChatGPT will explain it to you and help you every time it can. Every time it knows the answer, it will try its hardest that you also understand it. That's why it's so beneficial for you to use it. That's what my point is. You are just underestimating yourself. If you keep your book and ChatGPT by your side, then you don't even need a teacher. You don't even need schools. Like, that's my point. That's what my point is. In 10th grade, at the end, I just stopped going to school. And even in the middle, like during the half yearlies and everything, I did not go to school that much because I knew that it was not helpful for me. And that's what I want for you. If school is not helpful, if it literally is like a waste of time, then just don't go. Or if you just have to go, then just study after coming back from school so that at least you understand the concept. And if after understanding the concept, you start getting better grades, then you wouldn't be so underestimating yourself, like thinking that, oh, I cannot even answer some basic questions. Because if you actually start reading, if you actually start understanding, then you would absolutely be able to answer every question from that chapter. Because then you wouldn't be repeating a language from the book or repeating the words that your teacher said. You would be telling from your own language, from your own mind. You would have a visual diagram in your mind and you would be labeling that. You would be answering from that. That's why. Right? Now, if you want more help from me and specifically like memorization techniques, like how do you memorize a subject properly? How do you remember everything that you have learned? If you want those kind of tips from me, then I highly recommend you to join my program. It's a very affordable course right now for only $5. In the description there are two links, one for Indian buyers, one for international buyers, and it's only for $5 for the first 5 people, right? Like it literally includes a memorization technique that with the help of just a book, a notebook, a pencil, and ChatGPT by your side, you can basically memorize everything, right? Then it has a its dedicated video on self-discipline, how do you create your timetable for exams, then a literal PDF on how do you create your timetable for like the 3 session principle. Like I highly recommend you join the job, watch the video, right? That's what I'm saying. That's why you should absolutely join the program, like and subscribe to the channel, right? Now, if you want better grades in your studies and everything, then like and subscribe the channel as I said, and join the program because I think that it will absolutely help you. How much is actually $5? Like it's literally nothing. You can get a McDonald's for that price, right? So why don't you spend it for your own studies? That's why I'm saying that you should absolutely join this program. Now, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, join the program and you can watch the other videos. Remember, work like a dog, live like a lion.